At the end of the day, he had it coming to him. He had it coming to him. So what we're going to do is react to a bunch of reactions based on the fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua coming off the victor, as it was supposed to be. Let's react to what went down.
And it ended in the way that it should. Sometimes a story ends in the way that the story should end. Okay. It always should have ended with Anthony Joshua knocking out Jake Paul. And that's exactly what we got. Yeah. But I think it's time that people give Paul some credit for what he did, what he has done for boxing.
What he did for boxing, being a fool? Like what? I guess being credit for getting in the ring, I guess.
So what's the health update on Jake?
Yeah, we think he broke his jaw. He's fine. We met with Netflix afterwards. He took a shower. He drove himself to the hospital. A broken jaw is very common in sports, particularly in boxing or MMA. And I think the recovery time from the doctors and surgeons we've already talked to is 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
Anthony Joshua didn't just walk into that ring to box Jake Paul. He clocked in like a man working overtime with benefits, a pension plan, and zero interest in chasing influencers.
I tried when I could. It was a bit messy, but from a systematical breakdown,
what happened was, from what I thought, what I understood with the first 3 or 4, I think he had a lot of pressure in his mind. Let me knock this dude out in the first round. And when that didn't happen, this is my knowledge on all this. You know what I'm saying? Again, this is a guy, who am I? I'm not a boxer. I'm someone, we all got into fights back when we were younger. You know what I'm saying? We all watch, I used to have homies that boxed all the time. Nothing crazy, just got an idea. If it helps, I saw all Rocky movies and Creed. Like, I love boxing. I like the sport of boxing. Would I be in it? No. You know what I'm saying? When you're young, slap box. So you got the idea of, sports, knowing how to keep your hands up, defense, not to tire yourself out, move your feet, all that. So I'm not some boxer. I'm just somebody who just understands what went down in the fight. I'm into boxing. I like the whole idea of what it takes to keep your body up, to train your body, to keep it moving, to know that there's something there is aspects of strategy in there as well. But I always like the line where everybody got a plan until they get hit. So basically, I understand that boxing is unpredictable. Sometimes you go in expecting Anthony Joshua. I said I expect Anthony Joshua to win straight up. 2-time Olympian, champion, straight heavyweight boxer. Well respected. He's active. He's in his prime. I expect him to go in there for the win, but things can happen. The fight is unpredictable. You never know. He has all the stats that to match up with the physicality and all that, but in the mindset, but things can happen, right? And let's get into what the breakdown. For me, what I saw was in the mindset, because fighting is not just, or boxing anyway, it's not just all physicality. Sometimes it is a mental game too, mental warfare. And I think he probably psyched himself out a bit. That's what I thought, because in the first round, he was going to go in, and I think he was told, because he kept saying it, I'm in the first round, I'm going to do it, I'm going to knock him out. And he didn't do it. And he probably was probably frustrated, like, damn, I didn't fucking do it. Because Jake, as you can see, was just moving around the entire, rolling on the floor, tackling. That wasn't fighting. He was just getting out the way, coming in, get it out, get in, get out, get in, get out. Tried to tackle Anthony so many times, hugged up on him, just trying to stay away from him, because he knew this guy was like, his presence was empowering. You saw in the whole entire fight, he was just stalking him the entire time, just stalking him, So I think he got into his head. He was tough on himself that Anthony Joshua was like, damn, I didn't knock him out the first round. And I think the second or third round, because I've also heard through the interviews leading up to the fight that he wanted to break him down systematically. He probably was going back and forth in his head. Should I F him up? I ain't trying to really F him up. You can literally tell he was being light on him. You could tell he was not even trying too hard to really hurt him. So I think that's what it was. I think he just psyched himself out in the first round, and it carried on to third. I think you could see in his face around the fourth or fifth round. I think he made a decision. Around the fourth or fifth round, he made a decision to say, I'm just gonna knock him out. I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do. All right. I think he about fourth or fifth round, he was just second, third round to fourth, he was just looking him out, feeling him out, because I think he really wanted to see what he's about. Blocked him, and at the fourth, fifth round, made a mental decision, and sixth round, it was, that's exactly what happened. And this is just some guy. This is me. He's your boy. Not no fighting expert. I just watch a lot of fighting. At home, I know, from street fights to brawls in schools and, random fights and here and there, I'm not into violence and all that, but if someone get knocked out for a reason at times, I'll understand it. You know what I'm saying? If someone gets knocked out, I understand it. I'm not into fighting, but if you had it coming, you had it coming.
Hand landed, it found his home, and the referee waved it off after. Did he get counted out, or did the ref wave it off?
I believe he got counted out.
So the right hand found his home. I would have loved to have landed some more body shots, but it weren't for tonight, maybe in the future, but we got the job done in the end anyway.
From the opening bell, Jake was moving like he left his AirPods at home, circling the ring like a track star who heard a growl behind him, while AJ stalked calmly, cutting the ring the way heavyweights are taught. Not rushed, not emotional, just inevitable.
Yeah, just inevitable. He just kept stalking him the entire time, just like, what the fuck? I'm not taking this shit seriously.
I think he did what he had to do. He went out there, took his time, chased him down, unloaded, and got the knockout. So it's what we were expecting. I thought it would be earlier, but got the job done. So congratulations to Joshua.
What's next? Should he retire? Should he fight on?
He can do whatever he wants. If he wants to continue.
What about Joshua? You want to beat with Joshua?
Always.
Yeah.
To Jake's credit, he did make Joshua miss early, flicked the jab, and had moments where you could almost hear his fans yelling, see, he belongs. But this wasn't a dance floor. It was a construction site, and AJ brought the...
Again, you can say that while a guy is literally running around, trying to tackle, rolling on the floor. How many times did he fall on the floor, bro? There was a point where he made it seem like AJ need him. And gave him a low blow. And like, nah, you fell. He fell on your stomach. Looked like he let it spell on your stomach, but he didn't give you a low blow. You just looked like you knew you wasn't on. Stop it, man.
Hard hat. Every clinch turned into a physics lesson. Joshua leaning on him like, carry this real quick.
Were you impressed the fact that Jake lasted so long, or I don't know, what's your take on it?
Not really. I expected that,
You expected him to last?
I mean, I expected Jake to fight the way he fought.
Right.
Trying to stay away. You don't know.
Basically, say he lasted long because he was running.
How long that's gonna last?
Were you, I don't know, impressed by anything Jake did? Maybe getting, he took the right hands the heavyweights have taken and got
Jake
up.
is tough, man, and that's what I try to tell people. They try to completely discredit him. No, Jake Paul is not the face of boxing, and yes, that's disrespectful to the guys that been doing it from the crib. But you can't just throw the baby out with the bathwater, bro. Like, he's been training, and he knows enough in that ring to be able to, protect himself, and he's a tough kid.
Draining energy, stealing breath, making the ring feel smaller with that.
I even gave that. I said, hey, man, at least it was tough enough to get on the ring. He definitely activated. And when he was like, I was like, oh, he's activating crazy white boy right before the knockout. He's like, and I think he knew it was coming, so he was just like,
And as the sweat dried and the noise settled, we slid straight from the chaos of the ring into the calm but cutting truth session at the mic, where Anthony Joshua sounded like a man who just finished a hard shift and still found notes to improve. I'm listening to AJ break this down, and I love it. No victory lap, no chest beating, just that cold heavyweight honesty like, yeah, I won, but we're not hanging banners for average. He clocked Jake's movement early, chose pressure instead of chasing ghosts, and treated the fight like a long exam, not a pop quiz.
What a great explanation. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. He was just like, I'm just testing it out, see how long it is. It was a warm-up. It's like a warm-up to him.
How much money would it take for you to get in the ring with Anthony Joshua?
Right now, none. I'm not getting in the fight. I'm not getting in the ring. I'll watch him, but I'm not getting in 100%.
Half of what what Jake's getting?
Yeah, half.
But I feel like you would just take one punch and then crumble and take the paycheck.
Half of what Jake's taking. 10 mil. 10 mil, I'd do it. How tall is he? Like 6'5"? 11 mil. 11 mil, maybe.
Because I'm not a skilled boxer, it would probably take a ton of money.
Like I said, that's the only thing I give credit for is the fact that he got in the ring. Great, you know what I'm saying? You know, but he got in the ring foolishly. Let's put some context in there. He got in the ring, and he knew better or didn't care to know better. We gotta put some context in there just before we give him full credit.
As a former world champion myself, track and field for Team USA, I was on the 4x4, the mixed one. I've seen entirely too many people say that we need to give Jake Paul respect for going into the ring and getting his jaw broken by Anthony Joshua. Absolutely not. First of all, like, put some respect on Anthony Joshua's name. The audacity of that man to essentially pay and use his influence to enter the ring with a true champion and like someone of just elite athleticism is ridiculous. Because
that's what Andre Ward said. It's a as much as Jake brought attention to boxing, which is important, but don't let people get deluded thinking that anybody could just do this. You can't just use your influences. There's consequences
for millions of dollars, but so that people would do exactly what everyone's doing right now, which is conflate his proximity to Anthony Joshua to him actually being somebody of any type of athletic prowess or someone who deserves respect.
Right.
Like in track and field, like it's so hard to get into good races. You being able to get your ass beat by somebody like Allison Felix, Sonia Richards-Ross, Gabby Thomas, like just countless different women that I can name, that's an honor.
Right.
That's an honor. So no, there is no respect for him doing, like, literally failing. Well, like, I mean, he literally just failed. He's a failure. He's a loser. He lost. That's what it is. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Okay.
And it was very clear that like Anthony Joshua took it extremely light on him. And when I talk about like these color people being mediocre and like doing, I like literally failing.
I must say in my next episode, in my next video, but yeah, I would respect Jake more. Unfortunately, it looks like he could be a good dude. I'm being real with you. But unfortunately, he's not to me because he looks like he has the potential, but getting caught up with the MAGA movement, being an a-hole just cause, a fool out there, I can't respect that shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't respect that shit. You know, and if you want to know more about it, just stay tuned. I'm gonna tell you more in the next video. But this was supposed to happen because there's a delusion going on where people like Jake, specifically people like Jake, and you know what I mean. Like what she said, you're failing. And somehow you get the chance to fail and still get credit in comparison to guys who if Joshua lost, all his work would be questioned. But Jake gets to fail and still get credit just for
upward. It's insane to me.
Failing upward.
It's insane to me. And y'all gotta stop.
Yeah. You don't just get it just because you have money and influence. Just because the timeline we're in allows you to do so. No, this was supposed to happen. Anyway, I'm glad it happened. I'm hoping you guys feel how I feel about everything. I'm gonna get more into it in my next video coming up, but I want to know what y'all think. Do you give Jake credit? Was it always supposed to happen? Anthony Joshua was meant to walk out with a victory? Or do you think he was robbed? Do you think Jake was robbed? Do you think Jake deserved this? I want to know below in the comment section. Come talk to me. You know, it's your boy. Like and subscribe. For me, it goes a long way. I appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video.